I'm going to make a video of this 2007 Starcraft 10 RT off-road pop-up camper that I have for sale. It has two propane tanks. It has a brand new deep cycle battery. It uses a standard 2-inch ball hitch. It does have electric brakes and a 7-way connector. It has 4-corner crank down stabilizers. It has folding stairs here to get in it. It has light truck tires on it. They're a 235, 75, 15. All tires match, including the spare tire. It has a 6-gallon water heater. I do have it turned on so you can see how it works. It is currently heating the water up. You can probably see or hear the flame in there. And it does include a brand new anode rod for the water heater. It has what they refer to as an outdoor shower. You can see it right there. It has your standard 30 amp, 120 volt service to plug in, which you can see right there. Here's the outside view of the furnace or the heater to keep the inside warm. This here is the outside vent of the refrigerator. It does have a 3-way refrigerator. It can run off of 12-volt battery power, 120-volt shore power when you're plugged in, or it can run off of propane. Here's your fresh water hookup. If you're at a site that has water, you can hook your hose up right there. And this here is the drain for the kitchen sink. It has a 35-gallon fresh water tank. This here's the fill for it. So when this is full, you can use the onboard water pump. And that'll pump water to the kitchen sink or to the outside shower. So here's looking at the back end here. This is the rear bunk, the smaller of the two. This here is storage area. You have a couple drawers, a couple cabinets down there, countertop. This here is a flip over countertop here. So when it's down and you're traveling, you'll flip that over. You have a kitchen sink, and you have a 2-burner propane stove. And there's the 2-burner propane stove that I have lit so that you can see it works. Here's the sink. Here's the hot water. Here's the cold water. You can probably hear the water pump turning on and working. There's the switch for the water pump right there underneath the dinette. Here's the control for the heater or the furnace, the thermostat. It works. And this here is your power converter. It takes your 120 volts when you're plugged in and drops it down to 12 volts. There's what that looks like on the inside. You can hear the fan come on. This model is not equipped with air conditioning. It does have a fantastic roof fan, which helps out a lot. But if you did want to install AC in the future, it is pre-wired, and there's the breaker right there for it. Here's where the refrigerator is, right here. And it does get nice and cold. You have a couple 120 volt outlets on either end of the back of the pop-up here. And here's that fantastic roof fan I was talking about. It really helps to pull the hot air out. Here's looking towards the front of the pop-up. This is the front bunk, the larger of the two bunks. This here is the dinette area, as you can see. The table folds down when you close the pop-up. When you close it down, folds down. There's another little storage area right there by the front. You have another 120 volt outlet up here. And you have a smoke detector right there. And a carbon monoxide protector right down there. This right here is the furnace or the heater. And then you have two lights on either end on the roof. And here's the door right here. It fits very nicely. There's no problems with it. The door will come apart right there in the middle. And this part right here raises up and attaches to the ceiling when you close it up and when you're towing it. And then, of course, when you pop it open, they latch together. Under this seat cushion right here, there's a board you lift up. And under there, you have the water pump. And, of course, the back of the power converter right there. And there's storage in there. And on this one on this side, you have the 6-gallon water heater towards the outside, and the rest of it is all storage right there. And then this board lifts off, and right here behind the dinette, you have more storage right there. And then here by the door, more storage down there. And the drawers do pull out farther, but that's just to show you. And then there's those cabinets open, more storage down there. There's the back side of the water heater. There's more storage in there. And I won't show it, but there's also more storage under this one here. And then here's that brand new anode rod for the water heater I mentioned. If you're unfamiliar with what this is, it's called a sacrificial anode rod. It makes sure that the hard water attacks this rod rather than the water heater, so it'll last. Here's a view from outside of the rear. There's a spare tire on there. It also does have a Dometic bag awning, so this awning comes out. That way you can shade yourself under here. The canvas is in very good condition. There's no tears, there's no rips. And what's nice about these Starcraft pop-ups is they have a flap that goes over the lift poles here. And the canvas all goes over the edge so the water runs off if it rains. And I believe I said earlier, it does have a brand new deep cycle battery in it. And it has the nice diamond plating on the front and the rear. Both of the propane tanks are all the way full. And these bunk ends hold a lot of weight. As you can see how the supports are right there. And then there's two more further out. I believe they're rated for about 1,000 pounds. They're rated for a lot. Either 1,000 or 1,200 pounds, I believe. There's a view of the diamond plating on the rear as well. And you can see it has a lot of ground clearance. There's the water tank up there, the 35-gallon water tank, the white tank. There's the heavy duty leaf spring axle right there with shock absorbers on it. And it also has electric trailer brakes on the axle. And all of the exterior towing lights all work. Your parking lights, turn signals, brake lights, all that. And there's a spare tire. You can see right there, it matches the others. Now these right here on the bunk ends, they unzip, and there's a screen. So you can unzip those to get airflow, all three of those. And the same way on the back bunk as well. Same thing on these windows right here. These unzip and they roll down. The big one here on this side as well, you can unzip it and roll it all the way down. So there's not a whole lot more to say about it. All the appliances and everything that's supposed to work, everything works on it. And it also has an outside propane hookup for right here. If you want to get a portable stove, you can hang it right there and cook outside. Oh, and I should also mention it does have the Easy Lube axles. So it has a grease fitting under that center cap, so it's easy to grease the axles on this one. You can see the condition of the tires there. I should also mention it tows very easy and very nicely, very straight. It rides very smooth. This is just more for RV education. These here are what's considered to be your low point drains. When you go to winterize it or store it when you're not using it, you open those and it drains all the water out of the system. And that valve right there, that is to drain the freshwater tank. Another thing that's nice about the Starcrafts is the lift mechanism that lifts the four corners is encased in these tubes on all four corners. And here's a better view of the axle, the leaf springs, and the shock absorber, and the 35-gallon freshwater tank right there. Here's a shot of the spare tire. All right, folks, thanks for watching. That's going to do it for the 2007 Starcraft pop-up.